Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Now today we're going to take a look at my three-piece Rolex collection and under 25,000 US dollars. Now starting left to right I have the 16570, that's the Explorer 2, that's the 40 mil version, not the current version. Looking in the center, that is an 18038, that is the Rolex day date. And this is actually sort of a vintage piece from 1979. And on the right, we have the modern ceramic Submariner, the 114060. And I really feel this covers all the key aspects that you would want in a collection. We'll get more into that. Now, first up is the Explorer 2 GMT, actually my most recent acquisition. And this is the 16570. It's a GMT, obviously. We have the 24-hour stationary bezel here. And it's a really cool watch. It's actually 40 millimeters. Just so you guys can get to know the watch a little bit better. It is 40 millimeters. It does have 100 meters of water resistance. It does have a relatively slim case of 12.2 millimeters. We have 20 millimeter lug widths here. And we do have a lug to lug distance of 47.3 millimeters. So it wears pretty nice on the wrist. It wears more like a 39 millimeter in my opinion. Compared to the modern 42 Explorer 2 with the orange GMT hand, which some people really do not like and prefer this model, I would say over that one. If you're looking for one of these on the pre-owned market, this is I believe an F serial from 2004. You're going to pay about 5,000 US, which is actually really good considering the soaring prices of most steel sports Rolex models nowadays. And yeah. So this one comes on the Oyster bracelet. It does not have the solid center links, so you get a little shaky, but not really. We do have solid end links on this model though. Completely polished screw down crown, sapphire crystal. And as you can see, it does have the older style clasp, which most of them did come on. It's just a flip open, and then we get the stamped clasp. As you can see here with all the Rolex hallmarks still intact perfectly. I would not call this a vintage watch, considering it's still very modern and still can be used just like any steel sports Rolex model. So this watch, obviously it's a GMT. We have a quick set date as well. Not a quick set date, you got to kind of go around, but the date does change by itself. A nice tall sapphire crystal peeks out a bit above this kind of grainy textured finished bezel over here, which this one seems to be in pretty good condition, as you can see. That's one thing to look for in these models if you're looking to purchase one. And this is the Swiss made iteration, so it does say Swiss made down below 6. We have applied loomed markers with Superluminova, which glows green. The markers themselves are outlined in white gold. The hands are white gold as well. That's 18 karat white gold. And I mentioned a screw down crown, and your just standard, screw down case back, which is sterile. Pretty typical for Rolex watches, even the current models. Now inside, beating away in this watch is the caliber 3185. That did change over to the 3186, I believe in 2005. But it is a great movement. We get 28,800 beats per hour. It does have a GMT function, and it's a relatively accurate movement. This one is chronometer certified, of course. It's running about 3 seconds fast a day. Now to function this movement, the first position, I'm just going to pop the crown out there. Good grip on the crown, quite smaller than the modern maxi case styled crowns, but it still is grippable. Now we can manually wind the watch in the first position. And then you're going to pull out one more position. As you can see, we get a quick hour change here, which will change the date rapidly as well. You can go backwards or forwards, which is actually pretty nice. And then the final position, as you can see here, your GMT hand will move here. Nice red accented GMT hand. I really like that on the black dial. I think it looks pretty good there. I much prefer it over the polar. Many people do prefer the polar, but I'm really not a big fan of white dialed watches, to be honest. Now, yeah, that's pretty much. It's a pretty simple watch. It's very robust, sporty, good everyday wear. Something not everybody has. The prices are going up for these models though as well. You get your nice micro adjustments, so no need to worry about that. You get 5 over here. And it's a pretty decent watch. I've been enjoying this one a lot. Now, the next model we're going to talk about is an acquisition I acquired, I believe, in 2000. It's hard to say. I've had it for like 4 years already. 2015, that's when it was. And those were the times when you can walk into an authorized dealer and you can just buy one. Now you have to get on waiting lists. This is a watch that you will not see in the window of most authorized dealers. Back then, they got a new one like every week. I happened to go in at a lucky time. They did not even have a date version in 2015 also in that store, which was a Tourneau, an authorized dealer for Rolex. And if you're going to buy new, I really recommend buying from an authorized dealer if you can get the model. Anyway, this is the ceramic Submariner, which features no date, clean symmetric dial, maxi-styled case, 40 millimeters, 20 millimeter lug widths here. We do have a case thickness of around 12.5 millimeters, so it still has some, some slimness to it. Can definitely fit under a cuff, just as the Explorer 2 can. Now, this watch is 300 meters, water resistant. Of course, it is a superlative chronometer, so it runs about +2 seconds a day, this model exactly. It's been running that way for about 4 years, which is pretty good and consistent. We have the nice ceramic bezel, which is 120 clicks, and honestly is probably the best bezel action you can find on a diving watch, a true diving watch. The clicks are just really smooth and buttery, and I've tried out so many different watches from every single brand out there, and you really will not get bezel action like this. Of course, we have a larger screw-down crown with nice crown guards here, your oyster bracelet, which is 20 millimeters. You get the nice clasp here. You will get some marks over here from diving on your desk, but that's pretty normal. Rolex logo there, flip open, and the nice part about these is the extension, or the oyster glide, as you can see here. You can just pop in, out, and go in and out, which is very useful during the summertime. Now, the movement inside of this watch is the caliber 3130. That is the non-date version of basically the same movement in the standard date Submariner. And it's a very, very robust movement, very simple to operate. You unscrew the crown, you can manually wind it, one position, time set, and that's it. Now, as you can see, this is a maxi-styled case, or a newer style case, so the markers are quite bolder. The lugs are a bit wider as well, so it definitely wears a lot bigger than something like the 40 millimeter Explorer 2 I showed you. Definitely wears a lot bigger, has a lot more wrist presence. But nonetheless, it's a great watch, 904L solid stainless steel, of course. Pretty typical of Rolex, screwed in links, very comfortable bracelet there. And all around a great everyday watch, not too flashy. Although the ceramic is a little flashy, I would say. Now, the actual lume on this watch, I believe they call it Cerachrome, and it glows a nice blue. It's very good. It's very potent. It lasts a long time. Certainly lasts longer than the lume on the Seiko SKX, which a lot of people compare the lume to, because the Lumibrite on the SKXs is pretty bright and lasts quite a long time as well. But enough with this watch. Retail price, you're looking at $7,500 for this one. Now, the last model in my collection of these three pieces is the 18038. This is actually from 1979. This is the single quickset version before they went over to double quickset in the 18238. And it's a very nice watch. This one actually just came out of service from Grand Central Watch Repair, or Central Watch Repair in Grand Central Station. And I will tell you, it is not cheap to service these watches. So if you buy one of these pre-owned, which of course I bought it pre-owned, it's a discontinued model, just factor in a servicing cost of about $1,000+, and you might get, obviously the watch was working when I got it, but it was running a little fast. I wanted in chronometer, spec, which is now it's running like +3 seconds a day, which is perfect in my opinion. Also, the movement needs to be lubricated, etc. And you're going to pay, a lot of money, about $1,000 for something like this. So just keep that in mind if you're looking into buying a vintage President. Now, pricing for these models, you can find them anywhere from about $10,000 to, I would say, even up to $12,000, depending on condition of bracelet and case, which is a pretty good deal for a solid 18-karat gold watch. And they do come in white gold, and this version obviously is the yellow gold variant with the President bracelet, the day date 18038. Now, this watch does feature the Roman dial, which is a stick Roman dial. Also keep in mind there is no lume on this watch, as this is a tritium dial. As you can see, there's a small T down here between the Swiss made on the left and right. So the tritium has definitely, gone to heaven by now, and there is no lume on this model. But that doesn't really matter to me. It's more the actual watch itself. So this is the President. It basically displays the day and the date, or the day-date President, you can call it, which is obviously why it's called that. It's a very classy, dressy, I would say even sporty watch. It can be worn with a polo, it can be worn with a suit. It's 36 mils, so 36 millimeters. You can pretty much wear it in a lot of different situations, which I found really nice. It does have nice, highly polished flanks here on the sides. The bracelet is completely brushed besides the solid, I mean not the solid, the 18 karat gold center highly polished links. We get a screw down crown. We do get 100 meters of water resistance on this model. In terms of case thickness, you're looking at 12 millimeters. In terms of lug to lug distance, we are looking at 44 millimeters. So it really doesn't wear that small for a 36 millimeter watch. It really wears like a 38 in my opinion. And the 18038s are slightly girthier, as Archie Luxury would say, girthier than the the 18238s, which wear a bit smaller on the wrist in my opinion from trying on both. Anyway, this is a single quick set. We are running the caliber 3055. It is a chronometer grade movement. So the screw down crown here, as you can see, pops out like that. You can manually wind the watch in the first position, and it's just as smooth as any modern Rolex in my opinion. And then we can pop out one position, as you can see here. We get a quick set date, which is pretty nice under that 2.5 magnification Cyclops window. Now we can pull out the crown to the final position, and as you can see, the day of the week will change manually as you scroll around 24 hours. As you can see there, it just flipped to Tuesday. So it's pretty simple to use, a very decent watch. The bracelet itself is something you really want to take into consideration when purchasing one of these, as some bracelets are really, loose. This one is not too bad, as you can see. I've worn this like every day for like 6 months, and it was a little tighter when I got it, but it's still pretty good. We do have that nice concealed clasp here with the Rolex crown, and one position, as you can see. We open the bracelet, you get a solid brushed clasp here. Case back is the same as any modern Rolex, just sterile. As you can see, we do have solid end links as well. And lastly, of course, this watch does have a sapphire crystal, no anti-reflective coating on any of the three models I just showed you. That is something that Rolex does not do, and it's just kind of weird, As you can see, you do get a little glare there on the dial, but still completely legible in the sunlight for some reason. On this kind of, slightly patinaed dial. I wouldn't say it's really patinaed yet, but the gold applied stick markers are definitely going to patina over time a bit more. And the bezel itself is the, fluted bezel, which actually is a little over polished in my opinion. Probably will be replaced towards the end of this year. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my watch off. Today I'm wearing the OCEANICA OP1 Flieger. This is a great value Flieger watch. I do recommend purchasing one of these. This one's running the Miyota 90S5, 4 Hertz. It's a no-date version of the 9015 sunburst blue dial, as you can see, 40 millimeters, 9 millimeters thick. A really cool watch, and I believe they still have a few of these left. And just a really cool watch, fun watch to wear, and a pretty classic, Flieger style, A-style watch. Now here is the 16570 on my 6.5 inch wrist. I'm just going to scroll through the three, and then I'll come to my final conclusion here. As you can see, it wears really slender on the wrist. Nice finishing on that stationary bezel there. Still in pretty good shape. That's a big thing to look out for as well. Yeah, very nice there. There it is. Now I'm going to throw on the Submariner 114060. Here is the 114060. As you can see, wears way bigger than the 40mm 16570, and it does wear a bit chunkier as well. And that is to be expected from these new maxi cases, but I actually like wearing a little bigger watches, I'd say about up to 42, so I really have no issue with this one here. Now there is the 36mm President on my 6.5 inch wrist, and as I was saying, it wears really nice. There's lug to lug, actually fits just perfectly across my 6.5 inch wrist, and does have some really nice presence. This one definitely will get noticed. It is a looker, and because that's solid 18 karat yellow gold, which just kind of gleams if it's polished correctly. So yeah, definitely really doesn't wear like a 36. I think it wears great. It's very comfortable. Probably one of the most comfortable bracelets that I've owned. Does not pull hair, nothing like that. So it also has some nice weight to it. Just a great all-around watch. So furthermore, I think, for under 25,000 US dollars, you are getting a little bit of everything. You're getting a dive watch, you're getting a GMT for traveling when you want, and you're getting sort of a dressy, kind of a little blingy, I would say, but a really classic day-date President watch, which the newer 40mm models are about 28 to 30,000 US. So, you're looking at a substantial discount, and you're pretty much getting the same thing. Rolex really takes watches, and they change them slightly over the years, but in my opinion, all these watches were very modern and can last for decades, even from now. And yeah, they make classic watches that really can be handed down. And yeah, I think this is a great way to go if you're looking to get a three-piece collection. You have your diver, GMT, day and date. I mean, what more can you honestly want? These two hold great value. This one obviously holds value as well. These will be easier to flip on the left. This one 7,500, definitely can get that back. This one 5, probably can get 48 back after fees. So definitely a cool way to go. Let me know what you guys think. What Rolex watches do you guys own or want to own? Definitely let me know down in the comment section below. As usual, each of these watches have been reviewed. You can check out those single videos in my playlist. Definitely subscribe. Check out watchaddiction.com at watchaddict on Instagram. And also definitely check this brand out, OCEANICA, if you're looking for a nice Flieger watch. Definitely very affordable at about $250 US. So let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.